a wrecker's tale. Black as the hold of a death ship off the coast of Madagascar.
And the wind tonight.
Golden clear. McCormick and Field see blood in the water.
They tear at each other's throats, but together they tear at ours.
McCormick's dock sinks in the storm as long as the strikers hold out. Field hopes to see him on the rocks one day, but just now the storm threatens his ship, and so he helps McCormick ride it out.
Field sends men to help break the strike then.
And so must they all. Palmer, Plum, and Field all live in dread, for like McCormick's tower, his pet hangs over their heads.
Were they to turn on McCormick now, he'd tell the world the truth and expose the conditions among the workers.
McCormick sits in that newspaper tower and he watches the capitalists drive the workers into the ground.
And he uses that to grind Field down.
You say he would expose them if he could. I'll tell you why he won't. He owns stock in all their firms.
McCormick's paper fights the working man because his fortunes rest on their backs. Remember how the wreckers off the coast of Zanzibar put out a light to attract a passing steamer?
Aye, and how that light drew the ships on the rocks, where they perished, all hands lost.
And success to those who waited in the dark. Get word to Field. Red Molly's at Jack Hade's saloon tonight, and they shall have her, but only if they come alone.
And in that bloody water, we'll watch them swim.
McCormick writes the history here. The lies he's printed now turn on him.
The note.
Molly the Red will be at Jack Hade's saloon tonight at 8. Do not contact the police. She has friends even among them.
Come alone, and you shall have her. Even now, her enemies, her spies, are among you. Signed, a friend of capital.
So what was hidden must now reveal itself.
And what has been revealed can be concealed again.
Jack Hade's saloon. All great history is made in bars.
Jack, it's quiet out tonight, nothing in the streets but sadness.
Didn't you hear? They hung the workers today that wanted the 8 hours.
Then they've cursed this place. Men will call it the slaughterhouse, so that all will know what was done here for the love of money.
None of McCormick writes the history from his tower.
I had a dream. Death and a priest sat in the tower, overlooking a hangman's house, while in the streets below them hunger played cat and mouse. When shall the last be first? Said Death to the priest. When the first are last, said he, while in the streets below them hunger turned the other cheek. God's will be done, said Death. Fingering his cloak, their burden shall be lifted. Quote the priest from his book, and they both looked down from that tower, and a wind began to blow, while the hangman made his living in the streets below.
While the hangman made his living
In the streets below.
while the hangman made his living.
In the streets below. I'm afraid.
Ah, what you need is a drink to warm your spirit. A little art. Forget these hard times.
I've watched you, Jack. You're an artist at heart, and you pursue your vision alone. Must be lonely with no union.
My best days were in Zanzibar, Peggy. I stood on the forecastle with my back to the storm, and young William Noble swinging from yardam to yardam as an example to the men. And on the Barbary coast, the lawyers were the first to go. That world gone now, all gone in a mist, obscured.
Why, Jack Hayes, there's a tear in your eye thinking of your shipmates swinging from the yardarms of long ago.
Most of them dead now.
Where justice is swift, so is life.
Ah, but it was different then, Peggy. Why, when we sat down with rich men, we kept a knife at their throat to remind them of how they made their money.
You artists are all the same, Jack. Even when you profit, you're above crass commerce.
And the music was better. We'd take a town by night, cutlass a pistol, and there was always dancing and singing after. Today, Peggy, they just sign a contract.
But you've prospered on this plane.
It's not the same.
But you've risen in this world.
Well, I suppose I've come up.
And your shipmates drowned.
Ah, but times have changed, and we must change with them. Once all of this was prairie, as far as the eye could see. And then one day the traders came, bringing guns and whiskey, and saying loudly, trading whiskey for furs and living on Indian corn. Oh, living on Indian corn. Guns and whiskey by day, by night they prayed alone. They were in debt to Astor. We must reap what we have sown. Oh, reap what we have sown. Man was born to sin, and man was born to repent, but only guns and whiskey pay back what has been lent. Oh, pay back what has been lent. Once all of this was prairie, as far as the eye could see, and then one day the traders came, bringing guns and whiskey, and singing loudly, singing, God damn it.
Jack, across the street, it's McCormick and Field. They're headed this way. If they're involved, it's sure to mean loss of life.
Shipwreck for sure. What could bring those two together?
Only blood in the water.
And Sundays across the street, Field's giving him a franchise. Now he sells tickets to look at his Bible, waiting to bury the dead. Sin's what keeps him in business. He's fixed for life.
Many a sailor has perished on a night like this.
Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening, Jack. Jack, this is Mr. McCormick.
I'm a great friend to literature.
As am I, Mr. Hayes. But I see you don't carry my newspaper here.
Not after what happened today.
Ah, my trade's the working man, you understand. Gentlemen, my fiancée, Miss Peggy Sheets, late of Zanzibar.
Charmed man.
The Reverend Sunday's just across the street. He's got a new line selling views of his Bible. But no one's out tonight. Make a good story for that newspaper of yours.
I'm not here in an official capacity, ma'am.
Neither am I.
Jack, might we have a word with you in private? You'll excuse us, ma'am.
By all means, gentlemen. Not a soul to be seen on the streets tonight.
But we've word Red Molly is to appear here.
Red Molly, here.
That's right, Jack. We want no incidents. Just to identify would be enough. The law will do the rest.
Oh, but I expect no trade tonight. The hanging today has a certain effect, you understand.
Justice has been done, Mr. Hayes. But she still moves in darkness.
Mr. Schools.
Mr. Field, I came as quickly as I could, and Mr. McCormick's here too, then I'm in time.
In time?
You've been betrayed.